How you doing, Storm?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I enjoyed the film. I saw it last night. It's not your conventional kind of form of sort of storytelling. It's quite unique in that regard. I just wondered how unique an experience was this for you to, as a performer, to make?
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast filming Missing. It was a challenge though. It was probably one of the most challenging roles I've ever had because of the technical aspects of, not having a traditional camera to film the scenes and a traditional scene partner and like blocking and space. So I had to, hold the camera, hold the computer. But once I got over like the different technical difficulties that I ran into, just the eye lines and all of that, I really had a good time filming.
Yeah. So when you're doing a scene and it's presented to the viewer as though it's on like FaceTime, so was that shot? Was that sort of shot with a normal camera, and then in post production it's kind of made to look like it's on FaceTime, or did you actually shoot using some of the kind of actual software that we see?
Yeah, I think we used all of the technological resources that we had. So yeah, sometimes we did have a camera attached to like either a phone or a computer, or sometimes we would actually screen record a FaceTime call on the phone and they would use that. I think Will and Nick did an amazing job of trying to use everything that we had to make it look as realistic as possible and feel like we were actually using technology, which we were.
It made me feel a bit old because I found out recently, I was speaking to my cousin who's 20 years old, that the youth these days aren't using WhatsApp. And I was like, I use WhatsApp all the time. And I thought, shit, I'm really old. And then in this movie, June doesn't even have WhatsApp. She has to download it to communicate with Javi. So put me out of my misery, Storm. You're young. Do you use WhatsApp? And am I out of touch?
I do not use WhatsApp. It's so funny. I was just on vacation and everybody was like, or the people I was trying to communicate with, like people at the villa or to get a ride or a restaurant, they're like, do you have WhatsApp? And I'm like, oh no, ask my sister because I don't have that.
Yeah, I do feel old, but I mean, there's a nice aspect to this. Is that, and I love the sort of beautiful relationship between a mother and her daughter. And I found Nia's performance just wonderful, displaying that kind of strength in the role that only a mother has. I think. I just wonder if you've got kind of inspiring women in your life that you look up to and hope to emulate with your life and career, a bit like June does.
Yeah, I mean, I think like June, my mom in my life is my personal hero and my biggest inspiration. I have two older sisters who I look up to, who empower me and have helped shape me into the young woman that I am. So I think just having a support system full of strong, amazing women. My team is full of women. I'm around women all the time. My friends inspire me. I think women in general just inspire me.
I like sort of turning the idea of kind of fear on its head in this as well. The child worrying about the parent for a change. Was that something that interested you to play on that dynamic?
Absolutely. I think it was a good switch on Searching to, flip the stakes and have a child look for their parent. And I think that raises the stakes a little bit because, a kid is not supposed to be on their own. And even though June is a young adult, I don't think she would have imagined in a million years she would have to search for her mom, especially using the internet. So I think it just makes it a little fresher. It makes it more interesting. It makes it a lot of fun.
The second I came out of the film, I just texted my mum and was like, you good? You okay? Just make sure.
You okay?
So my final question is, I mean, so far in your career, you've had a really kind of eclectic range of projects. You've delved into horror, fantasy, family films, thriller, comedy. Is there a kind of conscious move on your part to try your hand in different roles and different projects? Or are you just following the best scripts and the best characters and just seeing where it takes you?
Yeah, I mean, I think my approach is just to try to be as intentional as possible and be a part of projects that are, yes, intrigue me, and yes, that I want to be a part of and excite me, but at the end of the day, I want to be a part of purposeful content, and I think as creatives, we have an opportunity to say things, and it doesn't need to be in a preachy way, but I think certain themes and messages within film and TV are important to me. So if I'm able to not only act and have a good time and pursue my dreams, but also, further people's thinking and audiences thinking and impact audiences, I think that's most important. So I'm just kind of, finding the best scripts and finding the scripts and the creative teams that share those same goals. Just, going with the flow.
Well, it's working well so far. Thank you so much for your time today, Storm. Best of luck with the release of the movie.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys! Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey